Hello and a very warm welcome to the news on Sansad TV. In the next 30 minutes, we bring you Monday's evening top story, wherein the landmark judgment by Supreme Court upheld 10% EWS quota. There'll be election-related news and much more from across the world. I am Bhavna Nair. Let's get started with the top 5 headlines. Supreme Court upholds 10% quota for EWS category in admissions and government jobs. Says reservation does not violate the basic structure of the Constitution. Gujarat High Court takes suo motu cognizance of Morbi Bridge collapse, issues notices to state government, local authorities seeking report in a week. Election campaigning picks up pace in Himachal Pradesh. JP Nadda, Rajnath Singh addresses rallies. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra leads Congress's charge in the hill state. Relaxation in curbs as air quality improves in Delhi. Primary schools in national capital to reopen from 9th November. Work from home orders revoked. And President Draupadi Murmu presents Florence Nightingale Awards 2021. 51 nursing professionals recognized for their outstanding service to the society. And a quick look now at some more important news of the day. Ministry of Finance has released the 8th monthly installment of post-devolution revenue deficit PDRD grant of over 7,183 crore rupees to 14 states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended his greetings on the occasion of Kartik Purnima and Dev Deepavali, the festivals of symbols of India's ancient culture, spirituality and tradition. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar greets all citizens on the eve of Guru Nanak Dev's birthday, says India is blessed to have received spiritual and moral guidance from great teachers like Guru Nanak Dev Ji. IAF starts online registration for Agni Veer Vayu. Registration to continue till 23rd November. The application process will be carried out online mode only. Those between 17 to 23 years are eligible. Pakistan Supreme Court on Monday ordered the Inspector General of the Punjab province to register a case on the gun attack on Imran Khan within 24 hours. China's exports and imports fell in October for the first time in more than 2 years, with rising risk of a recession. China's zero-COVID policy and a housing slump has hit demand at home. North Korea says it recently conducted missile tests as a practice to strike at its rival airfields and warplanes and as a preparation to paralyze their Operation Command system. Elon Musk says Twitter accounts engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying they are parody will be permanently suspended. A charity is preparing to take the Italian government to court after officials refused to allow 35 migrants rescued at a sea off its ship. And Virat Kohli named the ICC Men's Player of the Month for his performance in the Super 12 stage of the T20 World Cup in Australia. And now the big story of the day. In a landmark verdict, the Supreme Court has upheld 10% reservation to people belonging to the EWS category in admissions and government jobs. The Apex Court upheld the validity of 103rd Constitution Amendment by a majority view of 3:2. The court said that the economically weaker sections quota does not violate the basic structures of the Constitution. A 5-judge Constitution bench headed by Chief Justice U.U. Lalit pronounced 4 separate verdicts on 40 petitions challenging the validity of 103rd Constitution Amendment promulgated in 2019. The judges read 4 separate judgments for over 35 minutes in the courtroom. The 103rd Constitutional Amendment was cleared by Parliament in January 2019 and was instantly challenged in the Supreme Court. The case was first presented before 3 judges who referred it to a larger 5-judge bench in 2019. This September, the court held a marathon 6.5-day hearing of the case and reserved its verdict on 7th of September. Take a listen.
माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जायज माना है जो 10% रिजर्वेशन के खिलाफ बहुत सारी याचिकाएं आई थी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में और अलग अलग देश के हाई कोर्ट में पड़ी थी, उन सबको खारिज कर दिया है। माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट का कहना है कि ये जो ईडब्ल्यूएस कैटेगरी है, ये कहीं से भी जो कास्ट बेस्ड रिजर्वेशन है उसको कॉन्फ्लिक्ट नहीं करता, ये किसी भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का वायलेशन नहीं करता, आर्टिकल 14 का वायलेशन नहीं करता।
Moving on, taking more to cognizance of the Morbi Bridge collapse tragedy, the Gujarat High Court has issued notices to the state government and local authorities. It issued notices to the state government through the Chief Secretary, State Home Department, Commissioner of Municipalities, Morbi Municipality, District Collector and the State Human Rights Commission. The Gujarat High Court has relisted the matter for 14th November for next hearing. The court has also sought a status report by 14th of November. The British-era suspension bridge on the Machu River in Morbi collapsed on 30th October, claiming 135 lives. The bridge was thrown open for the public on October 26 after 7 months of repair work by a private firm. Moving on to our next story that's making headlines, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil the logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. The Minister of External Affairs said the logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency would reflect the country's message and overreaching priorities to the world. It also said that the G20 presidency offers a unique opportunity to India to contribute to the global agenda on pressing issues of international importance. India will assume the presidency of the powerful grouping from Karachi, Indonesia on 1st of December. And now the election-related news. Leading the BJP campaign in Himachal Pradesh, BJP President JP Nadda addressed several rallies in the poll-bound hill state. Addressing a public meeting in Rampur, Nadda urged the voters to exercise their franchise and their future in mind and not on the basis of emotion. He urged them to opt for good malis to watch over their gardens. He also accused the Congress of trying to confuse the voters on a range of issues and undermine the democratic process. Lauding Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Nadda said that under him, India has become and come to a position from where it can give to other countries instead of taking from them.
3 करोड़ 36 लाख से ज्यादा पक्के मकान बन गए हैं और यहां भी लगभग 28,500 मकान बन चुके हैं। ये परिस्थिति आकर के खड़ी। आयुष्मान भारत यानी 50 करोड़ लोग जिनको देखने वाला कोई नहीं था, जिनकी चिंता करने वाला कोई नहीं था, मोदी जी ने आयुष्मान भारत बना करके 5 लाख रुपए का सालाना हेल्थ कवर दे दिया।
Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra addressed Parivartan Pratigya rally in Himachal Pradesh, Una today. She promised that her party will revive the old pension scheme if voted to power. She also promised to provide 5 lakh jobs in 5 years. Targeting the BJP, Priyanka said that the party is telling people that they are sick but must keep having their old medicine. Voting for 68-member Himachal Pradesh Assembly will be held on 12th of November.
इन्होंने क्या परिस्थिति बना दी है हिमाचल प्रदेश के नौजवानों की, हिमाचल प्रदेश के भविष्य की, और खुद कह रहे हैं कि आप बीमार हैं। किसान, बागबान, छोटे व्यापारी सब मुसीबत में हैं। किसी से भी पूछ लीजिए पिछले 5 सालों में क्या आपने तरक्की की।
And now other news from poll-bound states of Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat. Defence Minister and senior BJP leader Rajnath Singh addressed election rallies in Baijnath and Bal in Himachal Pradesh. He termed Congress as a ship that has run out of fuel. He said that no pilot will be able to even get it on the runway. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath addressed a public rally in Himachal Pradesh, Una. He said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the nation is scaling new heights. He asserted that India has gained prestige at the global stage in the past few years. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot alleged in Vadodara that such an atmosphere was created in Gujarat that Congress is not visible. Calling it a conspiracy, Gehlot said that the Congress is doing great campaigns and rallies in the state. And now news from improving AQI now. The Delhi government has decided to reopen primary classes from 9th of November in view of improvement in the city's air quality. The state government has also revoked the order asking 50% of its staff to work from home. However, plying of BS3 petrol and BS4 diesel four-wheelers in Delhi will remain banned under Stage 3 of the Graded Response Action Plan. Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai said that there has been a rapid improvement in the air pollution situation in Delhi and farm fires have also been reduced. The centre's air quality panel on Sunday directed authorities to lift the ban on plying of non-BS6 diesel light motor vehicles in the region and the entry of trucks into the capital. The restrictions were imposed under the final stage of the Graded Response Action Plan.
फेज 4 के जो प्रतिबंध थे उसे वापस लिया जा रहा है। फेज 3 के अंदर जो प्रतिबंध जारी थे उसको आगे भी जारी रखा जाएगा। फेज 4 के तहत जो प्रतिबंध नया लागू हुआ था उसमें दिल्ली के अंदर एसेंशियल सर्विसेज, सीएनजी और इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रकों को छोड़ करके बाकी पर प्रतिबंध लगा दिया गया था एंट्री, उसे अब खोल दिया गया है।
And now talking about the MCD elections in Delhi, the process of filing nominations for the upcoming civic polls in Delhi started today. The last date for filing of nominations is 14th of November. Scrutiny of nominations will be done on 16th November, while the last date for withdrawal of candidature is 19th November. Polling for the municipal elections in Delhi will be held on 4th December and the votes will be counted on 7th of December. This will be the first civic election after the fresh delimitation exercise. The Model Code of Conduct came into force in the national capital from Friday itself. Moving on, President Draupadi Murmu presented the National Florence Nightingale Awards for the year 2021 to the nursing professionals at the Rashtrapati Bhavan today. The awards are given to recognize the meritorious services rendered by nurses and nursing professionals to the society. The awards were instituted in 1973 by the Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry. And a look now at some more important news from across the nation. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar will attend the ASEAN-India Summit in Cambodia this week, which is expected to review the status of the strategic partnership between the two sides. Dhankar will represent India at the 17th East Asia Summit during his 3-day visit beginning on Friday. The Ministry of External Affairs said the Vice President will be accompanied by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar during his visit to Cambodia. Out of the 2,52,995 projects sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Khanij Kshetra Kalyan Yojana, the government has completed 1,33,144 projects so far, the Ministry of Mines said in a statement today. The Ministry of Mines launched Pradhan Mantri Khanij Kshetra Kalyan Yojana in 2015 for the welfare of areas and people affected by mining-related operations using the funds generated by district mineral foundations. In a relief to the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, the Supreme Court on Monday held that public interest litigation petitions filed in the Jharkhand High Court seeking probe against him for the alleged money laundering are not maintainable. The top court set aside the order of the High Court which is held maintainable the PILs which sought probe against Soren for alleged money laundering through shell companies and obtaining a mining lease while he was in power. Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav today said that Devband will have a world-class railway station with modern facilities. Devband has been included in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's scheme to develop 200 stations across India as world-class railway stations. Vaishnav inspected the construction work at the Devband railway station, examined the site plan and issued necessary directives. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar reaches Moscow on a two-day visit. He will hold talks with Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in continuation of the regular high-level dialogue between the two sides. The bilaterals are expected to cover the entire range of issues. Views will be exchanged on various regional and international developments. Time for a very short break here. Now lots more coming up on the other side. You stay tuned to Sansad TV for more news. Welcome back after the break. You're watching the news, and let's now take a look at all the latest developments from the Russia-Ukraine war front. The mayor of Kiev has warned residents that they must prepare for the worst this winter if Russia keeps targeting the country's energy infrastructure. He said that the people might have to face lack of electricity, water or heat in the freezing cold. He assured that the administration is making all efforts to prevent this from happening. He also appealed to the people to use energy sparingly. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Sunday that about 4.5 million people were without electricity. Kiev faced rotating blackouts on Sunday in parts of the city and the surrounding region. Russia is suffering heavy losses in continuing attacks in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region. Ukraine's President Zelensky has said. He warned that Russia is preparing new assaults on Ukrainian energy infrastructure. Zelensky has also accused Iran of helping Russia prolong the war by supplying it with arms. The Wall Street Journal has reported that U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan held undisclosed confidential talks with Kremlin aide Yuri Yushkov and Russian Security Council Secretary Nikolai Patrushev. The talks have reportedly focused on avoiding further escalation in the Ukrainian war. Both the White House and the Kremlin have declined to comment on the report. Shelling struck and partially damaged the administration building of the regional railway in the Donetsk on Monday. The Russian-backed administration of the city said. Russian-controlled Donetsk People's Republic media said the building was hit by Ukrainian forces. Firefighters arrived at the scene, quelling a blaze inside the building and clearing debris. There were no reports of fatalities or injured people. There was no immediate reaction from Ukraine on the attack. And now news from some other parts of the globe. With just a day to go for the midterm elections in the United States of America, the political war of words has reached its crescendo. In these elections, all 435 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives are up for grabs, as are 35 Senate seats and 36 governorships. While Republicans are eyeing major gains in Tuesday's polls, Democrats are looking to expand their margin. Take a look at this report.
Invest in education, the highest quality education for our teachers.
U.S. President Joe Biden warned that a Republican win in Tuesday's midterm elections could weaken U.S. democracy while campaigning in suburban New York on Sunday evening.
There's never been a time in my career when we've glorified violence based on a political basis. Let me close with this. Today, as I said earlier, we face one of those inflection points One of those moments that not only comes around every 3, 4, 5 generations. We all know it in our bones that our democracy is at risk. Latest polls say 76% of American people worry about maintaining our democracy. And we know that this is your generation's moment to defend it, to preserve it, to choose it.
Facing flack over high inflation and increased crime in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, Democrats' early leads in Senate races in Georgia, Pennsylvania and Nevada have evaporated. Meanwhile, Donald Trump rallied in Miami on Sunday evening, hoping for a strong GOP showing on Election Day to generate momentum for his presidential run in 2024.
I ran twice, I won twice, and I did much better the second time than I did the first. Getting millions and millions more votes in 2020 than we got in 2016. And likewise, getting more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country by far. And now, in order to make our country successful, safe, and glorious, I will probably have to do it again, but stay tuned.
Trump also asked his supporters to stand up to the growing left-wing tyranny, calling on them to reject the radical left maniacs. Former US Presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton have also thrown their weight behind the Democrats' campaign for the crucial midterms. Control of the US Senate is at stake in the November 8th midterm elections. Republicans need only one more seat to win control of the 100-seat chamber, which is currently split 50-50 between the two parties. The Democrats are able to control the agenda only due to Vice President Kamala Harris's tie-breaking vote and are hoping to expand their margin in these polls. Bureau Report, Sansad TV.
And now news from Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, where world leaders are attending the 27th session of the Conference of Parties of the UNFCCC, that is COP27. Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, is heading the Indian delegation. India is hosting a pavilion with the theme of Lifestyle for Environment, showcasing the age-old sustainable lifestyle practices and eco-friendly habits inherent in Indian culture. The key agenda for COP27 is to ensure full implementation of the Paris Agreement that aims to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius and was adopted by 196 parties in 2015. And a quick look now at our international segment. World Meteorological Organization has said in a report that each of the last 8 years had been hotter than any year prior to 2015. Describing the report as a chronicle of climate chaos, UN Chief Antonio Guterres has said that as COP27 gets underway, our planet is sending a distress signal. The report said that the Earth has warmed more than 1.1 degrees Celsius since the late 19th century, with about half of that increase occurring in the past 30 years. At least 19 people died when a passenger plane crashed into Lake Victoria in Tanzania on Sunday while trying to land at a nearby airport, the airline said. Of the 43 people on board, there were 24 survivors, according to the operator Precision Air. According to the state media, flight PW494, operated by Precision Air, hit the water during storms and heavy rain. Russian jets bombed camps near Syria's northwestern city of Idlib on Sunday, killing at least 9 civilians in a flare-up of attacks on the last opposition-held bastion, witnesses and rescuers said. Warplanes flying at a high altitude aided by Syrian army artillery also drops bombs on forests near the makeshift camps west of Idlib. China on Monday said it was resolutely opposed to any official exchanges between Britain, with whom it has diplomatic ties, and Taiwan. This after a British minister headed to the self-ruled island this week for trade talks and a meeting with President Shah. Britain's Department for International Trade said Minister of State for Trade and also a Member of Parliament would meet Shah and co-host the 25th annual UK-Taiwan trade talks during his 2-day visit. Heavy rains has caused landslides and destroyed at least 70 houses in northern Colombia. The houses collapsed after more than 24 hours of heavy rains in the village of Piojo, Atlántico department, and 82 families were evacuated from the disaster site. The port city of Cartagena has also been hit by heavy rains. Colombian authorities have said heavy rains resulted due to a low-pressure system over the Caribbean Sea and part of the Atlantic Ocean. And now let's see what's happening in the world of sports. Aryna Sabalenka toppled world number 1 Iga Swiatek 6-2, 2-6, 6-1 on Sunday to set up a title clash with Caroline Garcia at the season-ending WTA finals. England batter David Malan is doubtful starter for his side's T20 World Cup semi-final against India. On Thursday, Malan sustained a groin injury in England's 4-wicket win over Sri Lanka on Saturday. The UEFA Champions League round of 16 draws are out. Defending champions Real Madrid will come up against Liverpool. Paris Saint-Germain will come up against Bayern Munich, while Borussia Dortmund will take on Chelsea. Mohamed Salah has scored twice as Liverpool beat Tottenham 2-1 on Sunday to maintain their hold over the London club, returning to winning ways after 2 consecutive Premier League defeats. Sri Lanka Cricket today confirmed that the executive committee of the country's cricket board decided to suspend rape-accused player Danushka Gunathilaka from all forms of cricket with immediate effect. And with that, it's a wrap of today's bulletin. Do stay tuned to Sansad TV for more news and updates. Thank you for watching. Good night. Namaskar.